Good morning, North Texas. You found the Fort Worth Roots morning show. It is the 30th day of June. I just counted on my knuckles. I guess it's the last day of June.
I think so.
Yeah. Anybody else do that? Do you count? You know what I'm talking about?
No clue. I'm young. Knuckle calendar?
Yeah, I got a knuckle calendar.
Wow.
Welcome to the Fort Worth Roots morning show. This is a 20-minute segment centered around Fort Worth and North Texas to get you up to date with what's going on around the area. Just a quick little episode on your way to work, dropping the kiddos off. It's summertime, so maybe you're getting to sleep in a little bit. Hopefully. All right, let's get into the first segment, weather. Today, 96 for a high, 76 for a low. And I bet you wish there was a chance of rain. I don't know. It says 16%. We'll see about that. Tuesday, 94 for a high, 75 for a low. Wednesday, 95 and 77 for a low. Thursday, 91, 78 for a low. Friday, 94 and 78 for a low. Saturday, we heat things up at 97 and 78 for a low. Sunday, also 97 with 77 for a low. And next week, we're getting into triple digits. That's what it says here. Don't blame me. Okay, let's get into National Day of. Today is International Asteroid Day. Sounds a little ominous. Rabbit Week. Armed Forces Day in Guatemala, in case you cared. Clean Your Disposal Day. Do you have a garbage disposal at your house?
I don't.
Well, we don't have to worry about it then.
Yeah.
I don't either. Congo Independence Day. It's also National Corvette Day, which we'll get into here in just a minute. National Meteor Watch Day. It's all about space.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Okay, let's get into this day in history. Niagara tightrope walk, 1859. A terrifying tightrope walk conquers the air above Niagara. French daredevil, the Great Blondin, I probably didn't say that right, steps out onto a 2-inch diameter 1,300-foot hemp rope stretched 160 feet above a raging gorge, and 25,000 spectators hold their collective breath. Blondin will travel from America to Canada on the first tightrope walk over Niagara Falls. 1953, as promised, this day in history, first Chevrolet Corvette rolls off the line. First Corvette is built in Flint, Michigan. The Vette had been designed solely for the 1953 New York Auto Show, but enthusiasm from the public and Chevy's chief engineer led to production of this consumer model. It will become an iconic sports car, with the 1 millionth Corvette being produced in 1992. 1966, of note, Betty Friedan founds the National Organization for Women, or NOW, after the EEOC is unable to enforce Title VII of the Civil Rights Act. Betty Friedan and more than a dozen other women found the National Organization for Women. Within 2 years, NOW will develop a Bill of Rights advocating for the ERA, or ERA, maternity leave, child care tax credits, daycare, equal education and training, and reproductive freedom. Back in 1966. It seems kind of wild, doesn't it?
Yeah. Wow.
James, did I even mention you whenever we got started today?
We talked about the knuckle calendar, and that was about it.
Folks, this is James. He is my morning co-host.
Howdy, folks.
And one of the instructors here at the Azle Academy, where we film every morning, Monday through Thursday. James, how was your weekend?
Oh, it was amazing. My band, Quarter King and Company, we had 2 shows. We had a show Friday out in Arlington, Saturday right in our backyard at Augie's. Super fun, super hot. You guys stay hydrated. My front man and one of my best buddies, Jacob, fainted. Not on stage.
Just fell out.
Fell out, man. The heat is serious.
How's he doing?
He's good now.
Okay.
Yeah, he's all good. But no joke. It's serious out there. Y'all stay hydrated.
Yeah, especially you folks, because we've had a lot of people moving into Fort Worth. You might be from out of state. Drink water like it's the coolest thing ever. Yeah. You're not cool unless you're drinking water.
Exactly.
Because this Texas heat will beat you up, especially if you're doing any kind of outdoor activities. I was out in it all weekend, and I definitely did not drink enough water, but I drank some.
Hey, you didn't faint.
I didn't faint. There were times when I thought I might, but Okay, on to the news. This is from MSN.com. Story by Rebecca Bone. Is that Bone or Boone? There's two O's. I guess that's Boone.
Yeah, Boone.
A violent ambush in Idaho leaves 2 firefighters dead and 1 injured. What to know about the attack? This is a story that's well outside of our immediate area, but you got to know about stuff like this, I feel like. It's wild. People are shooting at firefighters.
Yeah.
I mean, what's next?
Right.
Girl Scouts.
Oh, God.
I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
Not the Girl Scouts.
In Boise, Idaho, authorities say 2 firefighters were killed and another was badly injured after they were ambushed and shot while responding to a wildfire near Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, on Sunday afternoon. Let's see here. It goes on to talk about Kootenai County Sheriff Bob Norris said firefighters first responded to an early afternoon report of a brush fire at Canfield Mountain, a popular scenic hiking and biking area near the outskirts of town. But once the firefighters arrived, someone began shooting at them. Let's see if there's a paywall here. Nope. The fire was set to lure the firefighters into an ambush, Norris said. Law enforcement officials responded, locking down the neighborhoods near the hiking area and trying to find the shooter in hilly terrain that had plenty of cover, with thick brush and trees and smoke from the fire nearby. I think we had Fort Worth firefighter. They were responding to something, and the paramedics or the firefighters were knocking on the door, and the guy just opened fire through the door.
Oh my God!
Like, these people are here to help you.
Yeah.
I don't know. We've gotten very sick as a society. Fort Worth, FWTX.com. Fort Worth Magazine. This is by staff. They didn't want to give anybody credit, so they just said staff. Fort Worth turns up the kindness as temperatures rise. A local partnership is helping residents stay safe, cool, and cared for as summer temperatures soar. It's got a picture of a lady just falling apart in front of a little fan.
Yeah.
It starts as a shimmer, the kind that blurs the edges of the road and turns parking lots into frying pans. You wipe your brow with your shirt sleeve, but the air doesn't care. It's thick, relentless, and rising. The kind of Texas heat that doesn't just demand your attention, it hijacks your whole day. That's when the city steps in. This summer, Fort Worth is once again trying to beat the heat, not just in spirit, but with ice-cold resolve. For the 3rd year in a row, the City of Fort Worth's Community Action Partners has teamed up with Reliant Energy to launch the Beat the Heat program, a community-wide initiative offering refuge, relief, and maybe most importantly, air conditioning. At the heart of the initiative are 4 official cooling centers, places where the thermostat is kind, the water is cold, and no one asks questions beyond how are you holding up. This year's lineup includes Como Community Center at 4660 Horn Street, Martin Luther King Jr. Community Center, 5565 Truman Drive, Northside Community Center, 1100 Northwest 18th Street, Worth Heights Community Center, 3551 New York Avenue. These community centers are more than just brick and mortar buildings. They're safe zones for neighbors who need a break, whether it's from a broken AC, a fixed income, or the kind of humidity that feels like a wet blanket you didn't ask for. The program runs now through September 19th, and priority access to in-home cooling devices, think box fans and small AC units, is given to seniors, people with disabilities, and families with young kids. To apply, call 817-392-2276 or visit reliant.com/beatheat. Beat the heat, excuse me. The story continues a little bit, but you can find that on the Fort Worth Magazine page at FWTX.com. And a quick shout out to the Fort Worth Magazine for bringing substance to their articles. I really love reading the news off of Fort Worth Magazine because they've got great articles. It's stuff like this. Yeah. This is useful.
That's nice.
There are other publications in Fort Worth that just constantly put out absolute garbage, and the Fort Worth Magazine is not one of those publications. So thank you guys for always helping the community with your articles and providing us with great content.
Yep.
All right, this story is fox4news.com. 4th of July fireworks 2025 in Dallas-Fort Worth. I'm just going to scan through here, and James, you pick out the ones that you want to tell people about. How about that?
All right, cool.
We're sitting in a new room that got set up for us here at the Azle Academy, and now James is on my side of the table, so he can read with me.
Yes, yeah, I can. Freedom.
I tell you what. You want to play? Should we play this?
Yeah, sure.
Let's see, this is Clyde Warren Park Host 4th of July celebration. I bet you anything there's going to be an ad here. Let's see how it goes. Yep. Sure enough, there's an ad.
Goodness.
We'll see. Maybe they've got a good little article here for us.
It's got a 5 kilowatt hour.
Oh, Jackery.
922. And yeah, people getting ready for 4th of July celebrations already. You can get a jump on those celebrations this weekend with a big party and fireworks. Dallas is celebrating at Clyde Warren Park. A big part of that celebration is live music from Emerald City All-Stars. Vocalist, singer, dancer Julie Nally joining me this morning. You've actually been here on Good Day before performing with Emerald City.
I'm over
now
it.
You're here doing an
Yep. They said the D word.
Yep.
No, I don't like that. If you're from Dallas, if you live in Dallas, we love you. We just don't care about where you live. So we're going to continue on. And I don't know who's this? Julie Nally? You ever heard of her?
No clue.
Nope, never heard of her. Okay, here's the list. All right, here we go, James. I'm going to scroll and you tell me when to stop.
Cool. Yeah, we got Burleson, July 4th, Red, White, and
BTX.
Yeah, parade, live music, and fireworks.
They've got a link to click on.
Yes.
So anyway, that's happening in Burleson.
Check them out. We've got Crowley, July 12th, celebration
12th.
of freedom. Yeah, that's kind of
So
late.
that would be perfect because like Megan, my lady, she's going to be working July 4th. So that maybe that one lines up better with her schedule. I don't think so, but anyway, for people that couldn't make it out for July 4th, there's other options.
Yeah.
In Crowley.
They've got a sensory-sensitive 4th of July celebration. Thursday night LED bracelet experience in a calm, inclusive, and joyful environment for people and pets with noise sensitivity. That's nice. Very inclusive.
Yeah, I'm surprised you read that. You seem like the kind of guy that'd like a nice loud, display of freedom.
Hey, I know some folks might be a little too much. Fort Worth, July 4th, Fort Worth's 4th festival, food, live music, fireworks, and more.
We're clicking on this one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see what's going on. Now, let me tell you guys something. God, look at that. When you get out there and you actually find parking, just know that you're going to sit in parking for another hour after the show's over.
Yeah.
Does that line up with what you're tracking?
Yeah.
Okay, gates open at 5 p.m. Admission is free. This is the Fort Worth 4th at Panther Island Pavilion. You're invited to the biggest fireworks show and Independence Day celebration in DFW, Fort Worth 4th. Join us 18th year for an evening of festival food, cold drinks, kids, activities, live music, and incredible fireworks along the banks. Trinity River at Panther Island Pavilion. Please join us. And I was looking for some more info, but it's just a bunch of sponsors. So anyway, it's going to be a madhouse. If you're into that kind of thing, it's great. If not, there's other places like, I think if I go to a fireworks show, it's going to be in Azle.
Yeah, same here. Yep, right.
Easy in, easy out.
There's a bunch out here too. Let's see what else we got. We got Grapevine, July 4th fireworks extravaganza. Fireworks over Lake Grapevine set to patriotic music. There you go.
Gotta hit that Haltom City one.
Yeah, Haltom City, July 3rd. Family 4th on the 3rd. Family-friendly fireworks display for the cities of Haltom City, North Richland Hills, and Watauga.
Yeah, they got a link you can click on, netarrant.org.
Yes.
All right, you get one more. What are we doing?
Let's make it a good one. Let's see here.
There's so many, folks.
Yeah, there really is.
I'm scanning through this,
It's
and he's
a
trying
long
to catch the
list.
good ones.
We got Weatherford, July
Okay.
4th. Spark in the Park. Love that name. Concert and fireworks show. There you go.
Does sound like a good one. Let me
Yeah.
click on that real quick. Spark in the Park, July 4th, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Heritage Park openers, Western Rewind. Starts at 6, goes till 10. Location, Heritage Park Amphitheater, Heritage Park Grounds. So Santa Fe Drive, they're going to have 2 different locations. Free entry, gates open at 4. The event at the amphitheater area has reached capacity. Entry may be delayed or restricted. Okie dokie.
Cool.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
All right, we're done with this. Hold on, let's just see. Seems like we would have seen Azle here.
Right, you think so?
We pulled it up last week,
We
folks.
did.
And there is an Azle fireworks show, but it isn't on this list, right?
I don't
There's
think
Arlington, Addison.
Yeah, I would have read it if I saw it.
Okay, all right. Moving on. Fort Worth Fire Department, you guys might have heard about this. Happened Saturday, you said?
I believe so.
Yesterday, just after 7:15 p.m., a commercial structure fire was dispatched at 4800 South Hewlin Street in southwest Fort Worth. Smoke was visible while en route by crews as they quickly realized this was the Hewlin Mall. Initial reports by people calling 911 were that there were explosions inside the building and a roof collapse. Crews arrive on the scene to fire conditions and smoke coming from the building while people already evacuating the large structure. There was heavy smoke conditions inside on the second level of the mall. Crews immediately began stretching long hoses lines and brought in multiple ladders to be able to quickly gain access to the location needed to attack the fire. A second and then a third alarm were called for by incident commander because of the size of the mall and the uncertainty of how many patients may be inside. Crews made a quick attack and conditions improved drastically. The third alarm was canceled before other responding crews arrived. The fire was brought under control in about 45 minutes with one patient being transported to the hospital. After talking to the property officials on scene, investigators learned that there was repair work being done on the roof earlier that day. Fire companies stayed on site of the mall for a while to make sure they could blow all of the smoke out of the building and that the fire was completely out. There was an incredibly large fan mounted on one of our trucks that was brought in to help ventilate extremely large buildings just like this. There were no explosions, and there was no roof collapse. We believe that was called in because of a piece from the skylights falling and hitting the ground below. Our investigators are working on the official cause of the fire. That is from the Fort Worth Fire Department. And it doesn't really credit who wrote it, but man, thorough, looking good. Mm-hmm. So anyway, glad everybody got out of there okay. The video that came through on social media did look crazy. It kind of did look like an explosion. Yeah. But anyway, these are the pros, and they know they'll have the full story later on. But not an explosion, and everything is fine. I saw a video also this weekend, somebody asking the question, what's up with Fort Worth and everything catching on fire? It has been...
It's been crazy.
It's been Bernie lately.
Yeah, It has. They've been working hard trying to put them out.
Okay, folks. Good News Network story of the day. Texas mailman adopts beloved dog from his old route after its Vietnam veteran owner passes away. GoodNewsNetwork.org. The story is by Nathan Frederick. That old stereotype of a mailman running from dog has been turned upside down by a Texas letter carrier and a pooch named Floyd. Ian Burke first met the dog while delivering mail in Denton 3 years ago. Floyd, a German Shepherd at Border Collie Mix, came charging up behind him and introduced himself as only an energetic puppy can. During his regular postal route, Burke got to know Floyd, his owner, a Vietnam veteran who was confined to a wheelchair after serving his country. Floyd was equal parts service animal and friendly companion. Over time, Floyd's house became one of Burke's favorite stops, with the mailman delivering pets and pats and gentle scratches for his four-legged friend that treasured the affection. He loves to hug me, Burke told CBS News. He treats everybody like a friend, like you've known him forever. Burke also learned that Floyd actually had a full name, Pretty Boy Floyd, after the infamous bank robber, although this pretty boy only steals extra belly rubs. A year and a half ago, Burke's delivery route changed and he lost contact with Floyd and his owner. Then earlier this month, bad news arrived. Floyd's owner had passed away, and a dog matching Floyd's description was now housed at the City of Denton Animal Shelter. Dang. Burke was first in line at the shelter front door when the hold on Floyd expired, and moments later, the beloved black dog now had a forever home with his former mailman. Based on the media that's out there in the world and some old wise tales, mailmen and dogs don't always get along. Jenny McGee of the Denton Animal Shelter told CBS, "It was great to not only see Floyd found a wonderful home, but also that the old myth about mailmen and dogs isn't always true." That's about all the story. There's a social media post there with the mailman and the doggo looking happy.
That'll put a smile on anybody's face.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's a good story.
Yeah.
What do y'all got going on here at the Azle Academy this week, James?
Yeah, so this week, we're actually closed this week, except I'm still open. I'm still teaching everybody I can. Also, I'd like to say, past couple weeks I've been talking about the academy. I've only mentioned that we teach kids how to play instruments, and then we have all these programs for kids, but it's not entirely true. We teach adults, too. We're all ages, folks, from ages 3 to infinity. If you're infinity years old, we'll teach you. You probably know everything, but you'll come pay us a visit.
Like that scary lady from The Mummy, the one with Tom Cruise in it?
Yes.
You teach her how to play drums?
If she is interested, then we will teach her how to play drums. We'll teach her how to sing. We'll teach her how to act. We'll teach her how to do STEM, theater, coding. Like, we're a toolbox, guys. So if you're bored at home, scratching your booty, come on over here. We'll teach you some things. Make your summer freaking awesome.
Yeah,
so
summers aren't just for scratching your booty.
Exactly. They're for learning some stuff.
All right, folks, you can go to the azleacademy.org, check all that out, and see what everything they have to offer. Also, Fort Worth Roots Morning Show is only possible because we've got amazing sponsors like the Azle Academy. You can go to our website, fortworthroots.com, and click on the Trusted Sponsors tab and see great ways to support local businesses that need your support, but also we pick them because they are the highest rated in their industry in our area. So check that out, fortworthroots.com, Trusted Sponsors tab. Real estate agents, roofers, great places to hang out, all the good stuff. So, all right, folks, that is it for today. As you cruise through outer space on the back of a giant sea turtle, we hope that you will choose love and gratitude every chance you get. Till tomorrow, folks.
Peace.
Good day.
Thrill me, never had some love and to heal me. You're oh so wonderful.